Hope you're all well. As you remember, for last few days, I have been talking about, different mistakes people do when they are running or they are about to start or when they are running, they're doing their first rent-to-rent property. So, today I'm just going to talk about 10th mistake that very often people do, and that makes a big difference in, making a success or failing their business, rent-to-rent business. So, the 10th point, I would say, I don't think many people talk about it, but 10th point that I would definitely mention here, and it's very, very important, is that when people try and cut corners, when they are setting up their business, people have this habit. Either they go too far when they are doing analysis on a property or on a deal, or when they're trying to learn a strategy, and sometimes when they do that, it can freak them out. Or sometimes they would find that you will find that some people, they'll just cut corners. They'll cut corner when it comes to learning the strategy properly. They sometimes think that it's a waste of money when they are spending money to learn the strategy, or trying to find a person who can teach them, or going in depth about it. So it's really, really important that you take your time and you learn the strategy properly, because if you try and cut corners and if you just pick up a deal either from an agent or from a sourcer, it's not really their fault. It's really our responsibility when we are picking a deal, that we make sure that we have done all our due diligence on everything, so we make a profit out of it. So don't try and cut corner. People also cut corners when they are doing their due diligence on a particular deal. They don't really look at it properly. They don't look at all the outgoings and all the costs and everything, and they rush and they pick a deal. That can be a disastrous as well. Also, when people pick their tenants, they cut corners. They don't do their due diligence on the tenant. They don't do proper reference checks on them, and they're just in a hurry to fill their property or fill their rooms, and this is where they do a massive mistake. So I always say, take your time, do your checks properly on people, because if you try and cut corners when you are picking your tenants, it will come back to haunt you, because it has happened to me as well. So don't cut corner in that. Also, when you are managing your property, it's very important that you don't cut corners when you're fixing things in the property. If there is something wrong, make sure that you get the job done properly. I know we all try and save money when we are fixing things or we are doing things in the property, but at the same time, if we start cutting corners, that means we will end up spending double the money, following month, or things will start, things will go wrong all the time. So sometimes it's a good idea to get your job done properly, because there is no point in cutting corners. Also, when it comes to managing their property or issuing right documents, people cut corners then as well, because either they don't have a knowledge or they can't be bothered. So both ways, I would say it's dangerous, because if you end up with the wrong tenant and you have cut corner and you haven't really given them right documents, then you really don't have a leg to stand on. If you need to issue them with a notice, you really then you really can't really do anything, and we can't really take legal action against them. So it's important that you don't cut corners. Also, when it comes to becoming compliant as a rent-to-rent business person or investor, some people, they think it's just a waste of money, getting membership of certain organizations or becoming fully compliant. So that's another thing. Many people do that. They think it's not really important for them to become compliant, and they just try and run the business. So I would say it's really important that don't cut corners, because whenever people do that, they end up paying really big price for it. So don't do that, because it's a very big mistake. We take it lightly, but because it's a business, take it seriously. Make sure that you learn the strategy properly. Make sure when you're picking your deal, you take your time, you do your due diligence properly. Make sure when you're picking your tenants, you pick them, you know, with full awareness. You've done all the checks, all the due diligence on them as well. So don't cut corners, because that is a very, very big mistake. So yeah, so that is a 10th point. I mean, I just wanted to mention that you know, these are main 10 points. So just make sure that you don't do these mistakes, because I have been guilty as well. You know, I have cut corners in the past. Sometimes it was because I didn't have right knowledge, or sometimes that maybe I couldn't be bothered. But now I've learned my lesson that it doesn't really help. In long run, it's always better to do your due diligence on things properly, and then pick your deal, and then, you know, run your business, because that's the best way to make a success out of your business. So okay, so this was my 10th point, and I'll speak to you in my next video. If you would like me to help you with your rent-to-rent business, if you want help, then get in touch with me, okay? And I will be working with you as a shadow. Take care then. Bye bye. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So every time I'm uploading a new video, you will get a notification. And also don't forget to share it with your friends or your family members who you think will also be able to take advantage from this knowledge and these videos. If you are looking to start your rent-to-rent business, then also get in touch with me, because I offer tailor-made mentoring, where I will be hand holding you and I will be helping you to start your own rent-to-rent business. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.